Yeah, way up. Yeah, yeah. You already know the vibes. Already know. I ain't with that switching sides. From Chicago, my motive is stay alive. Stay up, stay up. Never fade away like mine. I never fade. I'm dripping like Fiji, watch him slide. I can't keep it PG all the time. I don't like sugar coating that make me feel like I'm lied. My future got me checking the time.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back. Brand new episode of Timeless Vibes. I believe this is episode 15. I believe, but first episode on YouTube as well, though. So shout out to our new YouTube subscribers and all of that. You guys been really showing support, the views, but make sure you subscribe, of course. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good shit, boy. But of course, it's your boy Chris Jay. Got the boy Chazvibe on here. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the peoples.
Good y'all, Chazvibe back up in it.
Alright.
How y'all feeling? It's been a nice 2 weeks.
Decent little 2 weeks, man. So
yeah.
But yeah, so of course, as you can see, you can see our faces now on time if you watching on YouTube. If not, shout out to our audio only listeners. We appreciate you guys as well. Whatever platform you listen to on, whether it's Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, we appreciate you on the real, G. Like, we really do appreciate you mugs, G. But
straight up,
we here. Oh yeah, one more thing. See, I always got throwing all these pluggers in now. Make sure you copy you some You Tweaking Media merch. It's on Teespring, UTM merch. You can find us on there, or just by typing in UTM merch or You Tweaking Media merch, we will pop up. Easy to find. Copy some merch. We got t-shirts, short sleeve, long sleeve. I got the long sleeve on now, as you can see, man. I'm out here, man, weapon the brand, G. So make sure you copy a t-shirt, hoodie, long sleeve. We got face mask as well. COVID is still real out here, and you niggas not talking about getting vaccines. So make sure you get you a face mask for that time being, because you won't be able to go outside at all.
Make sure you get your vaccine so you can awaken your black powers, man.
Hey, and also, yeah, December 21st, if you black, we getting black powers, G. So be ready for that. We're going to be out here waking up at 12:01 a.m., literally screaming like Goku and shit. So we in this bit. But let's go ahead and get into this episode. It's going to be another fun episode. Expect us to get also, little teaser, Jay-Z appreciation is this episode as well. So that's going to be interesting in itself. We got to give pretty much the GOAT to most, to some, to most, maybe all, the GOAT of rap. His flowers on this episode, because his birthday was this past week, but we'll get to that later, much later in the episode. So let's go ahead and talk about what we've been listening to. So shout out to just, I really have been listening. I'm just going to keep it G real. I haven't really been listening like that. Mainly the podcast, but musically, like, it was just, I just throw shit on shuffle and see where things go. I did recap on my Jay-Z, just to make sure I'm thinking of stuff right, because some albums I really mixed up together, and especially in terms of his early albums I know Reasonable Doubt really well, but Volume 1, 2, 3, in the first Blueprint, I literally mixed up a lot of those songs together. So I was just revisiting that. Went into my R&B bag a little bit, listened to some Division. I shuffled up all his albums together. Division cold, man. If you're not on Division, make sure you check that out. He an OVO nigga as well. And also, if you're in the Christmas holiday spirit and you don't want to hear what's her name, Mariah Carey, make sure you Chance and Jeremiah has a Christmas album. Make sure y'all check that out as well. It's really good vibe. Definitely a real Chicago ass vibe. So make sure y'all check that out if you want like a real Chicago ass Christmas feel. And also shout out to our little homie Jason. I listened to his new track as well. He goes to our church. He's pretty much one of the little coldest dudes in the choir. In our choir, and he's doing his thing now on a solo tip. So shout out to Jason. Make sure you check out his track, He's My God. If you need some Jesus, I highly recommend you check it out. Really good, really good track. So make sure you check that out. So I'm throwing him a nice little plugger. So Jason, you owe me money. But that's really it in terms of what I've been listening to. Like, if not, I've been having stuff on shuffle. Other than that, like what plays. But that's it for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is for me all the time is having stuff on shuffle. But what I really have been listening to lately is a lot of Kid Cudi. I went back
He
and listened
dropped
to
a
a
new
lot of
album.
Kid Cudi. Um, what's the name of that album? Is it um Pain something in Demon Slaying? I forgot the whole name of it. But that album was cold. My favorite songs on that is Frequency and Swimming the Light. Those two songs go crazy. Went back to listen to Man on the Moon, obviously.
I know he dropped a
Um,
new project,
Volume
right?
2. Uh, my favorite song on there is Marijuana. He got clean off. Discovered this song he did with ASAP Rocky and it's called ASAP Forever and Kid Cudi was on there and he just floated.
Mm-hmm.
I had experienced that. It was just playing on shuffle. Like you go to the Apple Music page, and then they
Mm-hmm.
play the top songs or whatever, and then that song came on, and then it's like a part in that song where it kind of like switches up. It's beautiful. But yeah, I gotta add that to the playlist for real. Um, I went back. I mean, yeah, after Jay Z's birthday, I went back and listened to 444 because on my Apple, when they show you what you your old playlist from like the prior years and all the
Yeah.
songs you listen to, um, I had 444 on my playlist, and I completely forgot because I was like, oh, because I had changed my phone so many times that I had to keep remaking my playlist. And so I went back and listened to 444, and that album was crazy.
Classic.
Uh, Classic album. What else have I listened to? A lot of Kanye West. I went back and listened to a whole everything about Kanye West, but from College Dropout to Jesus is King.
Mm.
Um, my appreciation for Kanye West never went anywhere. Like Kanye West is still one of my all-time biggest influences in the music, like straight up and down. And yeah, I was just going back and just admiring the work and everything. And Kanye's music ages so well, like
Yeah, I definitely
is
agree.
it's timeless, extremely timeless. Um, Other than that, I mean, I got back into my little R&B or whatever. I would listen to 100% Genuine. Which leads to yeah,
No,
niggas
it's
was in the
funny. No,
field.
it's funny you say that because Daytrail was slandering Genuine at work the other day, and I was like, "Where is this coming from?"
Who's slandering him?
You know how
He was
Daytrail
just
gets
he was
sometimes.
just going crazy about those jeans not too long ago.
Yeah, I think that man be capping. G, like, C Max said that man was vibing to Let Me See when he was younger, and he said he don't listen to that song. So I don't know, man. You know how a boy get, G. Sometimes you know how a boy get.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Oh yeah, I've been listening to a lot of myself.
Of course.
Obviously, I got 5 songs out on Apple Music, Spotify, all streaming platforms. Chaz Vibe got an album coming out next year, sometime next year. It's tough, man. It's really tough because it's ready. It's just a lot going on, and I'm just learning a lot about the process. Like usually, me and you would just like link up in the nursery or your crib or something and just record something. But now the process is a lot different,
Yeah, it
and it takes a
is.
lot more patience, a lot more planning and stuff like that. But for the time, you know what I'm saying? It's all coming together slowly but surely. But I'm just grateful that I do have something out. You know what I'm saying? That sounds great. The production is great. You know what I'm saying? Everything is flows. The sound is a lot better. So yeah, that's really cool. If y'all haven't checked that out yet, go on Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Red, YouTube, whatever streaming platform you got. Type in Chaz Vibe, get my music a listen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. We got some good things coming. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
All right, I feel you. Yeah, make sure you check out the boy music, man. Like, when we tell you we came a long way, we came a long way. Especially
Oh
like
yeah.
he has came a long way musically. So it's just like, hey, it's dope to see, man. It's just really dope to see. And I just can't wait till you guys hear the whole album. Like, I just want you guys to know that shit gonna be special. But let's go ahead and get into news and all of that because a decent amount of stuff has happened. Let's go ahead and talk about the most breaking news of today. It has came out and been reported that Lil Wayne has sold his masters to Universal Music Group for $100 million.
They say a little over $100 million.
Little over $100 million, but
Same
100
thing
million.
though. It don't make it no better.
It don't make it no better. That's the thing. like, my reaction was like, this is my reaction. I was like,
Why?
like Joe Budden said, why? Why? Especially Universal, because the irony in it is Kanye's in his battle to get his masters back from Universal. So you sitting there like, there's like Kanye in a fight. Lil Wayne said, "Hey, take my shit," and then it's just like, I understand things happen. Things happen, but $100 million for Lil Wayne's catalog, and we're just talking about in terms of like not legal, in terms of like mixtapes are illegal, but his album catalog specifically is arguably Carter 1. Well, even like the Lil Wayne days of like the 400 Degrees and shit like that. The Carter series. Even though I'm not a fan of I'm Not a Human Being, that shit. That rock album, all of that. Rebirth. So it's like this man has a crap ton of albums. And whether you like it or not, those are there's hits on those albums on top of it, and you sell them off for $100 million. And I don't know what's going on with him financially, but it's a lot of artists out here struggling to even get their masters. Struggling. Kanye being one of them. It's not many artists that have them. And he's struggling, and I don't know where he's at financially, to the point where you say a measly $100 million for Lil Wayne's catalog is disrespectful, at least numbers wise. That's my main concern, just like numbers wise. Gee, $100 million, shit. Like, you Lil Wayne, like, I'm thinking like you off just simply just Carter 2 and Carter 3, like, bro, that's worth freaking $100 million each. So
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm hella confused on this topic, bro.
It's nothing.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, like, there's one of those things. It's like, what the hell? But then it's also reported that I think he pled guilty, or he's been officially charged today. I'll double check it. But where because he got those federal charges in Miami or whatever, and he pleaded guilty, so I don't know if he's doing jail time or not. Club Fed is very confusing, and we're going to be talking about Club Fed a lot in this news segment, by the way. But point is, Lil Wayne's in an effed up situation, and it's kind of nasty how the music industry kind of values these artists and their masters while making it as hard it is for them to even get their music. So, but that's all I really got to say. You want to add anything?
I was gonna say something. Dang it, I was so gonna say something, but never mind. I forgot.
Oh, but yeah, and with the federal weapon charges, he pled guilty today. So yeah, he pled guilty today to the federal gun charge that he possessed a weapon while being a convicted felon following this from 2019? Damn, that's fucked up. But yeah, so he pled guilty today in regards to his federal gun charges. So who knows if he goes to jail or not with that, because it seems like as of right now, his buddy Donald Trump is telling everybody to go to hell as he's on his way out the White House. So nasty situation right now. But while we are on the topic of rappers in prison, in jail, and arrested, rappers are literally getting in trouble. And as we joked the last episode about rapper conspiracy, music conspiracies, one of those conspiracies was the hip hop police. And I don't know whether we spoke it into existence again, but
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't bring that back. Don't bring that back on us.
No, I'm not gonna
Disclaimer:
put that on there.
everything said in this podcast is not to be taken literally. These are
Exactly.
two lifelong friends just speaking on a topic that they love a lot, which is music.
Exactly.
We
So
are in no way, shape, form, or fashion professionals in any of these areas. In these areas, we are consumers.
exactly, we are consumers and literally borderline journalists and critics. G. So that's just all that we are, and we will be. But it's just the fact we did talk hip hop police, and that
Yeah.
happened. So in the midst of this, Casanova, who is a New York rapper, he kind of his name was brought up in the Duke 6ix9ine situation. In the midst of everything that was going on in that situation, I guess the feds was on his ass too. I guess it's looking like, and
Uh-huh.
Casanova is about to do heavy fed time because he got caught up in RICO charges. And if you don't know
Oh
what
hell
RICO
no.
charges is, those are pretty much gang drug, gang mafia drug ties and movement. So that man is done, more than likely. They said that man was like off the grid for a while, like they couldn't find him, and now suddenly he's about to go to jail. So fortunately, his rap career is done. I never listened to the man's music, but I feel bad for Mans. I really do, because now you're about to end up in prison over some dumb shit. And then a boogie with the hoodie, he got arrested for gun charges in New York. And once again, if you know New York, New York does not play about gun charges. G, if you have the
Uh-uh.
gun in New York, you are going to jail. They don't care. You're going to jail. When we just got done talking about Lil Wayne, he went to jail. So literally, it is what it is when it comes to that. I feel
Wasn't
bad for
Wayne's first
Mans.
gun the gun charge around the Carter Three? Wasn't that in New York when they
Yeah.
went up in his tour bus?
Yep. That was in New
Yeah.
York. That's why I like gun charges. Like, if getting caught with a gun in New York is you better off getting, you kind of better off just actually murdering somebody than being caught with a gun in New York. Like, you're more than likely you're just going to jail for just assumption. So
Yeah.
A Boogie with the hoodie's about to do some jail time probably. Then and then now this is probably the most nastiest of them is G Herbo, Chicago's very own, our legend. We honor this man, and he's about to he did just some Chicago ass shit, man. What he did is just Chicago as fuck. So G Herbo, even though he's not the leader, but he's the face. Let's put it that way. One of his homies pretty much was doing a big old card scheming, card fraud scheme going on, which went incredibly big and wild. And G Herbo was part of it. And once again, G Herbo was a millionaire, so I don't know why the fuck you doing card fraud. But now him and his homies about to do fed time, possibly about to do fed time, and it's just looking goofy as hell. G Herbo's is probably the funniest because it's like, gee, that nigga was buying freaking foreign dogs and shit, uh, private jets, going place to place, and what else was he doing with doing? They said foreign dogs, private
Foreign
jets.
dogs.
It was something else, but foreign dogs was just stood out because it was in the headline. I was just like, yo, bro, like what, like foreign dogs, my nigga, like the hell? Let me look it up real quick because it just blew my mind. Like it just really blew my mind. What?
I feel like
How
whoever made the headline was like, let's put foreign dogs up there just to be funny.
exactly? Let's see. Please not guilty. We know faces up to 6 years in jail. We already know he's probably not about to do that 6 years. He's probably going to plead
He ain't
his
doing
way
them
out.
6 years.
He's going to plead his way out. He's going to make a solid little plea deal. And plus, he's the money of his homies. He's probably also going to his homies got to look out and be like, we'll take the L. I'm trying to find. It says exotic services. That's hilarious. See, private jet. Yeah, trips on private jets, limousine rides, luxury car rentals, a vacation villa in Jamaica, Oh, designer puppies. That's what it was, the term.
Oh
Designer
yeah.
puppies. That's I'm like, I'm not saying this right. But yeah, what is a designer puppy, honestly? What's so special about
I think that's just another way of saying foreign dogs.
it has
I've
to
never
be.
heard of a designer puppy before.
Yeah, it says two designer puppies bought for blah 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 in Michigan. Like dog, like these some like Gucci puppies or something, G.
Gucci puppies. That sounds legit. That sounds decent. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey
A
man.
Gucci puppy, bro. If I was rich,
Hey.
well, when I get rich, I'm definitely buying me a Louis Vuitton puppy, bro. A Louis Vuitton cat.
Hey, I'm buying me a Hermes hamster, G. A Hermes hamster be fire, G. With the H all across his fur, G. Yeah, G. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
bro.
on point, G. Y'all, like that. That's just an excellent nigga purchase. And you buy your queen a freaking designer puppy, G. Like shit like this just shows that how how far we gotta go just to literally do nice things like that. But he didn't even use his money. He used somebody else's shit. Which that's just the wild part. But yeah, it's not looking good.
But
Well,
it's all that legit though. Like, is all that information like legit? Do we even know the full story, or is this pretty
yeah,
much just accusations at
this
this
is the
point?
news. This is legit news. It's not college kid reporting it. This is Chicago Tribune. So like
Oh shit.
they're basing this off they basing this off the the federal warrant that was released. So and that's pretty accessible if you're the news. Like they literally. But the main thing is like, and I can't stress it, with her, he's not the lead of it. He's just a part of it. Cause it was one of his homies. He's the lead. I'm not gonna say no names because literally I don't know who listens to this and watches this. So I'm not gonna be sitting there and say names because I don't want to get shot or murdered. But but at the same time, I'm just gonna say this: Herb was not the lead. He's just the face because his name. We know who Herbert Wright is. He's one of the most known rappers in Chicago and across the nation. That's why this is blown up as much as it is because this is a normal day in Chicago. If you ask most people, this is a normal day in Chicago. It's just some niggas just not probably ever went. Well, I'm pretty sure niggas went on Cancun trips and shit. I'm gonna keep it G real. Mugs went on Cancun trips before. I ain't gonna say
Mm-hmm.
that it was me, but I've known car scammers that have done some cool, live lavish lives and still actively do. I'm not gonna say no names. Have nice little cribs downtown, nice little condo joint. Seen them before. It was really cool. Uh, but point is, it's still well, it's just the fact is a big deal because G Herbo is the part of it. He's the face. He's not the ringleader, but he damn sure could have said, "Hey, bro, we don't need to do this. I make X amount of money." But it's just Chicago
Yeah.
nigga shit. This is an example of Chicago nigga shit.
That's why I'm kind of like suspicious as to how it exactly how it went down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the part we don't know, the part that went on between, you know what I'm saying, Lil Herb and his people. Like why, how did it get to that point? You feel what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
like it could be a thing. I don't know. Cause when you get on, you want to bring your niggas on with you. Like that's bread. You breaking bread out to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know their part of it. We know what we get from the news and stuff, but we don't know their part of it. So I'm just really trying to just put myself in the situation and kind of think like, how did it get there?
Yeah. Because like when like I said, news article goes in it's a very in depth news article if you want to read the Tribune. It goes really in depth in terms of who was the ringleader. But once again, I'm not saying no fucking names because hey, it be that way sometimes. I'm protecting our lives, but one of his homies who's close to, they were all. It's pretty much what it was. It's just on Chicago nigga shit. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it shouldn't have went this far. And when it comes to card fraud, and we're in a pandemic, is you look a little goofy in the light, a little bit goofy, being a millionaire doing card fraud. That's my thing. And you got homies who probably not millionaires, but you throwing them 100K, bands and stuff willingly, you know. So it seemed like it's more of a situation where one of his homies said, "Hey, I got all this, you dig, and yo, Herbo, you can do X, Y, and Z. You could probably expand it a little bit," and that's what it seems like. So yeah, but everybody who's a part of the because it's 4 or 5 other people, they all pleaded guilty. So it is what it is when it comes to that. Prayers to her. You have a rap career, bro. You have kids, one on the way, and clearly you about to be engaged to a beautiful young black woman, and you're in this type of situation. And supposedly Ari's involved in too because she's a federal witness. So
Yeah, somebody was like, "What in the love and hip hop was going on in here?"
exactly. So it's a very nasty situation because literally a lot of parties are involved, and mothers are involved, families involved, and other such. So, like I said, prayers to everybody involved. I don't want to see no young black men get locked up for some goofy stuff like this. But this is one of those times where we're in a pandemic and dang near any day now on the verge of another recession. They ain't the government's not playing about their money. They don't want to get bamboozled. So it's not looking good. But rappers, and I'm just going to end this part of the news with this. Rappers, please, get it together. Get the shit together, please. Because, gee, some of you mugs are too talented to be doing this. Way too talented. Also, Lil Baby, stop tricking off with these bitches, G. Stop tricking off.
Man, that is crazy. How much he paid for that? It was like
he said 6K.
000?
They saying it's 6K.
6,000.
Yeah, 6,000. But all I'm gonna say is this: yes, that woman's face is not that pretty. Not average, but that body banging. Look, that body was banging, and once again, he saw ass and titties. He said, "Fuck the face. I'm fucking that ass and titties." He didn't.
He wanted the experience, man.
Exactly. And
this is my question, though. This is my question. Would you label that prostitution?
Yeah.
Because that is a porn star. That's more of a profession than prostitution. So, exactly. Is it paying for prostitution, or is it just paying for like services, like you go get a massage or something, or you go get a dance at the strip club or something? You know what I'm saying? This is a random question. I was talking about it to my cousin, and I was just wondering. That was wonderful. Would you label that as prostitution?
No,
or is it just paying for goods and services or whatever?
Because prostitution is technically illegal sex services, technically. Ain't it?
It depends on where you at.
That too. So, I don't think he approached her on the street like that Wayne Brady Dave Chappelle skit. I don't think he approached her in the street, driving around. It sat there and said, "Hey, 6K, give me some head. I saw what you did in that porno, G. I saw you on Pornhub." I don't think it was like that. I'm pretty sure.
So did she like? What did she like? Give out the information after
she
it
said
happened?
Some words about it. It wasn't really nothing major. She just said, "Oh, I didn't expect it to blow up like this. I apologize." She apologized to his baby mama because she was mad and shit. That's the primary reason why Muggs got upset. But at the same time, I need you people to stop championing rapper baby mamas as well. We need to stop this. Stop championing rapper baby mamas because it's really goddamn annoying. But at the same time, the man did drop 6K for pussy. But do I think it's prostitution? No, I think he's probably paying for. He was paying for a service and experience, and it's like it's prostitution, but it's not. Cause niggas out here throwing $40 for coochie.
Yeah, man. Is she a porn star though? She literally gets paid to do that.
Yeah, so it's like
So it's like
I think
if
she's
you do it,
paying.
if your main job, every time you have sex, you get paid for it, and somebody pays you for it, it's the same thing. You're just not filming.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. Yeah, it's not. I don't really consider it's. I really should have my homie Candace on here, not to sit there and say like she's that type of person, but she understands like sex laws and sex worker laws better than I can. So if you listen to this, Candace, you might shoot me a DM or something or comment or whatever, and let me know. But because I think you can answer this better than I can. But for me personally, I don't think, especially because it's a porn star, you're paying her to do what she do, because it's like okay, let's just say I was able to get LeBron James to play all the homies in a game of 1-on-1. He probably would do it for free, but there's probably a part of him that's probably gonna be like, hey bro, just in case I hurt myself, I'm gonna need $10K, something like that. I'm be like, cool, here's $10,000. Cool, you'll be safe, you covered just in case anything happens. You roll an ankle, you be straight. But I'm paying LeBron James to play basketball. It's his profession. So I think with her being a porn star, it's like, yeah, you paying for some coochie, and it's porn star coochie, but you're paying for a professional sex worker. Her job is to literally know how to make you feel good and everything. So I wouldn't say it's prostitution. I think prostitution is more along the lines of you pull up to 63rd Street and you see a prostitute and you be like, hey bitch, come on, suck me off. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the main difference. But hey, we're not sex workers or any of the sort, so I can't give that type of answer. But yeah, so and then Future paid a bitch for abortion. So rappers is out here tricking off money and women are mad. It's kind of backwards.
Very toxic.
Very toxic shit. But hey, Future is Future, man. Respect to my mans. But women are mad that rappers are blowing money on women, but they want us to blow money on them.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, it's.
In the words of my man Future.
Yeah, it's just confusing, man. Very confusing. But hey, it's what, like Obama said.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
That's what he do with Future.
Straight up.
He pay for the coochie. He don't mind blowing money off on women, G. But if he tired of paying child support. So I understand why paying for abortion. But it's just not what he said. I think he said by Friday, and I was like, damn.
Oh, that changes everything.
He said, that man put a day. He put a day. He told the shorty like, hey, I need this done before the day is out, G. So yeah, you know what this means, right? So I need that little mug out the community, G. So nasty little situation, but it be that way. But rappers is out here getting arrested. Stop it. Rappers tricking on these hoes in the pandemic. Stop it. Just do better. We just need to do better. But that's time to pick on the other gender in terms of what they've been in the news for rap. Well, not even really rap reasons, but old tweets. JT of the City Girls, old tweets spawned out of nowhere. And all I could sit here and say was, Muggs is mad because she tweeted how if you was on Twitter between 2010 and 2014, let's go 2015. You was a wild person more than likely. You was tweeting anything before the cyber police came and other things happened. But you was more likely a wild person.
Shout out to the person who spent all this time scrolling through her tweets to find her old tweets.
I don't think it's
Not like I
necessarily
support that
scrolling.
person, but that is a lot of time and effort to be trying to dig up somebody's tweets. That's crazy.
It is. I definitely agree. And what makes it worse is not even just scrolling, because really all you do is, and this is why, like, once this shit really blow up, I'm deleting tweets fast. Like the moment I see we get a video that hits 1,000 views or even a certain amount of likes and stuff or listens, I'm curbing my Twitter. By the way, but
I ain't deleting nothing. I'm keeping everything up there. I want y'all to look for my tweets.
you don't really say wild shit. I did.
People take anything you say and they take anything you say, bro,
Yeah,
and try to
you
flip
right.
that shit on some
You're
crazy
not
shit.
lying. But yeah, what was I doing? But yeah, JT's old tweets. But really, all you have to do is just type in that person's at, put something like gay or homo, like something gay or that maybe triggering a triggering word or something, and you will just see wild tweets pretty much. And this is what that person probably did, which is even worse because that means you had time to think of every trigger word and you reacted to it. But I'm just gonna sit here and read some of these because some of these are just hilarious as hell. Let's see, ones that don't involve a picture. Okay, she said this in November of 2013. I hate to wash the side of my hair. Shit was so nappy like my ancestors from the Uchi Coochie tribe.
Okay.
Not that bad, but she said nappy hair. Uh, ooh. In January 2017, she said, Mexico about to be lit as fuck. That's on Trump.
Okay.
She said on, you know, I vibe to this tweet. This is a real ass tweet. September 2013. Fuck working for these crackers.
Facts.
That's a fact, G. If you can't be mad at that tweet, G. I'm sorry. That's a real ass tweet, G. What else we got here? She told some fat woman to shut her fat ass up before I slap you with a workout plan. See, that's her being her.
Some people need to be told that, bro.
They do. Like, you gotta keep it real with some of these people. Erica Badu, bald head, Roxy miserable ass, always minding everybody business. But here I own wanna be down brandy ass bitch. Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Damn.
I actually love Erica Badu, so I can't support that. Sorry. I don't know.
Hey, look,
People gonna say what they want to say, man.
Yeah, they will. April 2015. If you like that person, blow up their notifications. Osama bin Laden. Smiley
Whoa.
emoji. Smiley emoji.
Whoa.
Bro, like,
that's crazy. That's the type of stuff you say when you don't think you're gonna be famous in the next couple years.
Exactly. You don't know what happens.
Nobody cares though. Nobody cares though, because like obviously she ain't no terrorist and nothing like that. But when you famous, everything changes though.
Exactly. She said this in August 2015. At the end of the day, Future got 1,000 kids to worry about. Fuck Russell and that punk ass hoe. She didn't have to. You clearly could tell she team Future. But yeah, that's very end. But you know, people love Russell Wilson and Sierra. Damn, what she got against Cash Doll? She called She called Cash Doll Trash Doll, and said Trash Doll shaped like a substitute teacher. Ho, go find a seat in the nearest dairy aisle. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's real sad how I'm beefing with Aaliyah. Rest in peace, though.
What?
Yeah, and she tweeted this in 2012. It's real sad how I'm beefing with Aaliyah. Rest in peace, though. Oh,
Yeah,
this was.
I love Aaliyah too, so I don't know how to feel about that one. How to feel about that one.
This one is wild. This little Chinese boy just stepped on my feet. I dang near kicked the egg roll out his ass. My toe hurt.
Yo, what the heck? You could tell she was that shorty in the class at a roast you, bro.
Lil Herb got that girl with that color weave and Yorkie and got trash as fuck.
Dang.
She
What
roasted
she on
already.
with people, bro? She worse than you.
Way worse. Hold on. And then this she tweeted in 2012, I love Keke Palmer. 2017, I hate Keke Palmer. But yeah, so people are just, there was a few more, but I can't find them. But JT, but Muggs just literally going there on JT for her tweets. Muggs tried to cancel her. I'm like, gee, y'all trying to cancel somebody who would, I think JT's like a year younger than me. I think she's 26. So like, you trying to cancel somebody who is around my age. And around the time when I was on Twitter, I was probably saying just as much or less than as reckless stuff around those time frames, especially in 2012. 2012, 2013, me, I did not care what I tweeted.
Yeah,
I did not.
2012 Twitter was a wild time.
Yeah, like, I'm, once again, if I ever blow up, once these videos start getting to a point of like 1,000 listens and views, I'm literally about to literally pay somebody to screen and delete my tweets because I'm not about to get the fuck up out of here. Nobody canceling me. But hey, if you try to cancel me, all you doing is putting more money in my pocket, G. But why you putting money in my pocket? Make sure you buy some You Tweaking Media merch. But yeah, man. So JT was out here wilding. She clearly don't care, and I respect her for not caring because, for one, you can't cancel somebody who can't be canceled. If they already toxic and embrace their toxicity, they don't care about being canceled. They don't at all. It be that way. You're just wasting time and effort.
And then you can also kind of just know when the internet is just making a big deal out of something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not really that big of a deal, or it's not really that serious. But they're going to make, the people on the internet is going to make it that serious because that's just what trolls do. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who did way worse and they're not canceled. So they tried to get canceled and then, they ain't going nowhere.
Yep. So
unless you do something like kick a baby down the stairs or something.
I hope you don't kick a baby down the stairs. But one last thing before we get into our Jay-Z appreciation. Young Thug was also in the news these past couple of weeks because he stated in T.I.'s podcast, I'm actually going to play the clip as well, that he does not rock with Andre 3000, which in itself is super freaking interesting in itself. But his reasoning actually makes sense. And if you go to interview, like, if you actually pay attention to what has gone on, I think a lot of people understand why in itself he don't rock with 3K, or hasn't had the chance to work with 3K, because a lot of people are just mind boggled on why. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip real quick so you guys can see what's going on with this.
I can't rap you 203,000 songs. I ain't never paid attention to him. Never in my life.
You crazy. You missing out.
Right.
You missing out. Y'all need to work together. That's what you, hey, look.
That'd be crazy.
We most definitely.
Yo, motherfucking next move. Just like you went and worked with Elton John, nigga.
But Elton John was more like Elton John. The difference from Elton John and Andre is Elton John, like simplified. Elton John like to kiss ass. Andre like his ass kiss. Elton John like, hey, But I love you. I remember your first song. I remember Gucci first song. When is Guap getting out? Like he just more of like a fan type of nigga to the point where it's like I'm like nigga, let's do music. He like nigga, bet. And Andre more like, yo, this is the secretary. Like, hey, tell that nigga this thug, nigga.
Why you gotta talk like that though, bro?
Fuck wrong, you don't get on the fucking phone, nigga.
No,
He know what it is. He told you stupid at answer.
No,
You answered it.
See, that's what.
It's more like that, nigga. We from Atlanta, nigga.
That's where I come from. See,
Guess what?
This is our relationship.
If I
you
become,
don't have to do that.
If I become,
This is our ally.
no,
Yes, he is.
bruh, who?
He's with us. 3,000.
He who ally?
He's one of
He
us.
who ally?
Us.
Yeah, fucking right.
Man, yes, he is.
So yeah. So as you can clearly see, or heard, see, whatever, Thug pretty much has reached out to Andre 3000. And it's, to me, it's also not necessarily about the fact that he doesn't just rock or vibe with his music. I feel like that's a different scenario in itself. But it's more along the lines of the fact that clearly Andre 3000 is going against his word, because there's interviews where he has said he wants to work with Thug. He likes Thug's music. He rocks with his style and everything. And even like Thug even has mentioned in the past that I'll have an interest in working with him. But people got mad because of it. People were mad because in a way they felt like he's not in position to talk about that to Andre 3000. But it's an interesting situation. What you think?
I do feel like it's the context of the situation is kind of complex. You know what I'm saying? Because like he said, it's kind of the way the not transaction, but it's kind of the way it all went down. Like he said, how he worked with Elton John. It was like it was more inviting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when he said like he liked to kiss ass, obviously he didn't mean like Elton John's a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So obviously Elton John ain't getting down kissing ass to Young Thug. But you know, it's just his choice of words. He was a lot more inviting and a lot more like receptive. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And Andre 3000 being another one of the legends in hip hop. You know what I mean? It's kind of like he was looking for him to be more humble.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And you know he wasn't really getting that. And I know if I reached out to like people I would love to do music with once I actually, you know what I'm saying, get into my career. And I would like that humble, you know, I would like that same kind of humble, because I know like, you know, your success and who you are in the industry, and I'm gonna respect you as that. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you respect people according to who they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be respected as a new artist. I'm gonna be respected as a baby in the game. That's just how it is. That's the reality of it. You know, but there's still respect though. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna work with nobody if they trying to little bro me. You feel me? If they trying to, you feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't finna fall. I ain't finna go for that. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. No matter how, even years down the line, once I get, you know, like more, you know, get more years under my belt, and then it's still a level of respect that, you know, you look for when you collaborate and everything. And some people's standards are different than others.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I definitely agree. I get where you coming from as an artist. Like, yeah. And I think with Thug, it was more like, how the heck Elton John gonna be more of a, hey, let's work together, let's do this. And this is Elton John, like, hey, but I'm pretty sure the Bone Thugs was shocked when John Collins wanted to work with him. So, so it's just like an example. I was like, how the heck this white boy want to work with me, more hungry to work with me, came to me directly, even asking about my idol and shit like that, while I'm trying to reach out to you and your own record multiple times saying, yo, I love Thug, I want to work with Thug, I hope one day to work with him, and I don't. And when I reach out, I get your secretary, I get your manager, what the hell? Like, I would be disrespected too. It'd be like, yo, what the hell? Especially when people oftentimes do say, oh man, I would love to hear Andre 3000 and Young Thug collab. I would love to hear that. So when it's in your head, it's in your mind, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But I was also thinking of like, in terms of like it's a crap ton of new Atlanta artists right now. Like, it's a new generation. Yeah. And like Thug said, he necessarily didn't grow up on Outkast. That wasn't probably his thing. Like, how old is Thug? Matter of fact, hold on, let's just see real quick. How old is Thug real quick?
I think he's like 29, 28.
Let's see. How old is Young Thug? Yeah, he's 29. So a year older than me. Or probably at least no more than a year older than me. I necessarily didn't grow up on Outkast. Not to say I didn't hear Outkast, because my dad has put me on at a young age. Outkast was one of his favorite artists. One of his favorite rap artists, rap groups on top of it. So I oftentimes did hear Outkast. But me being from Chicago, I necessarily didn't grow up on it. For Young Thug, he probably heard Outkast. You couldn't avoid it because at one point they were arguably the biggest rap group in Atlanta going to the 90s and 2000s, especially mainstream wise. But who knows how often he was out in the streets. He's a street nigga. I don't sit here and expect. I don't know how the streets in Atlanta were. So he probably really did not grow up hearing Andre 3000. If anything, he probably messed with Big Boy more because Big Boy kind of reflected more of the streets. If anything.
But like, what you grow up on is a result of your surroundings.
Exactly.
And once you get into music, once you say to yourself like, yo, I'm gonna start doing this music, you go and you start doing your homework, basically. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you find your inspiration. Like, if I was to get on an interview and they asked me like who was my main inspiration, I would be able to name Pac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Ice Cube, Big Daddy Kane, Eric B, Rakim, who else? Dougie Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody I did my homework on, they inspired me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's just who you choose to research, who you gravitate to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a preference. It's a thing of preference when it comes to like different people or whatever. Exactly. It's not like you have to grow up on certain artists, or you have to, you know what I'm saying, be well educated on these artists. You feel what I'm saying? It's up to you who you decide to do your research on, and who you decide to, like, you know what I'm saying, like, look into.
Exactly. So, and like, probably for Thug, like, you gotta factor in like the South in the late 90s and 2000s and early 2000s. Like I say, I don't know if Outkast was played in the trap. Like, for all I know, he probably gravitated more towards Master P, and like Master P, early days of T.I., Lil Jon, the Crunk era. That probably molded him more than Outkast did. Because you gotta factor in, if he's around my age, I'm thinking back, okay, Master P was the face of the South in the 90s, late 90s. Master P and Outkast. But I think Master P probably gravitated more towards the streets. He had more street sounding records. You get into the 2000s, if I had to take an assumption, I think that's when T.I. started blowing up. So trap music is starting to really become a thing as well. So, and maybe, or whoever else, especially in terms of mixtape wise, because you got to factor in people's, like, mixtapes are starting to come up, and also the crunk sound as well. So that was probably more what he was gravitated towards, being an Atlanta street nigga, than what Outkast is doing at the time. Because I think, like you could sit there and say like their first album was probably more street, but Outkast is more wasn't really rapping that as either. So that wasn't their demographic. They were more rapidy rap over some South ass beats. So I understand why. I'm pretty sure like he said, and like I said, I don't think he never heard an Andre 3000 song ever. Like, bro, that's damn near impossible. But I'm pretty sure in a way, like I get why he feels the way he do, and I think a lot of
I
people.
mean, he was speaking like with animosity. So obviously, if you feel like bitter or like angry about something, your choice of words,
Yeah,
you can't really hold him to his particular choice of words. It's more so how he felt about the situation. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't take it literal that, oh, I never heard a song by Andre. Like, you can't take that literal. Everybody heard Sorry Miss Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows an international players anthem.
Exactly. Everybody knows player. Like, you from Atlanta, you heard Players Ball before. You heard So Fresh and Clean. You heard like you legit heard countless Outkast tracks, but even
I
like
feel like people they overhype the fact that if you in music, you have to be well versed and educated on everything in music. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not a thing. Like the fact that Young Thug, a rapper, says that he doesn't mess with Andre, he don't do it, like know his music or stuff like that. It's like people take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like just because you do music doesn't necessarily mean you have to be well educated on every single artist that came before you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't have to be like that. Like I said, you gravitate to who you gravitate to.
Exactly.
Pretty sure if you asked Young Thug what his actual influences were, he would be able to give you a decent list of artists that, you know what I'm saying, he researched and who he, look to for inspiration.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But yeah, people mad, but some of y'all are tripping. I understand he disrespected some of y'all GOAT in Andre 3000, but I think you mugs is taking it the wrong way. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it was with ill intent. I'm pretty sure he has a lot of respect for Andre. And I'm pretty sure they're going to eventually, Andre will reach out and be like, hey, let's try to work or something. Because I was just looking on iTunes. I'm like, yo, Andre doesn't have a feature with no recent Atlanta artists at all.
Really?
At all. So it's like, it's not.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, which is crazy because it's like, gee, like you did a song for DJ, you did a remix with DJ Unk, my nigga.
Wow.
You did a remix with DJ Unk. You did the Walking Out remix, G. So it's like one of those like, come on, bro. You worked with Future. You did Ben's Friends with Future. Like that's, in terms of Atlanta artists, that's probably the most recent. But he worked with other people. But it's just like in terms of recent, like I think Future has the most recent, is him or T.I. has the most recent 3 Stacks versus being Atlanta artists. So it's nobody even really new. So it's one of those weird things. And also he has ties to Future because Future was part of the Dungeon family. So that that don't even really count. But I think you guys need to take a chill pill. I'm kind of siding with Thugger here. 3 Stacks is kind of in the wrong, but I also understand like 3 Stacks side of things. But 3 Stacks, do a better job and reach the youth, bro. Do a better job at that. But let's go ahead, move on to our Jay-Z appreciation. Another timeless talk. We were talking about Jay-Z, aka Young Hove. Literally Young. That's literally one of his names. Shoot. What else does Jay-Z go by? Hova, Jigga Man. Like, hey, Jay.
Hova.
So, Hova, like literally countless names, man. Jay-Z being a very old ass man, I think Jay-Z just turned 54, I believe. I think just double check that. How old is Jay-Z? Let's see. How old is Jay-Z? Jay-Z is 51 years old. That man is old. A very old ass nigga. December 4th, 1969. So
He was born in the 60s, man.
Late 60s, end of 60s, going to 70s. G. So he was in that. He saw crack, he sold crack, did dope, probably smoked it, sold it, did it all, lost it. Never forget he did lose. He claimed to lose, I think, 50,000 something amount of weed of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, how much was it? How much drugs did Jay-Z?
He said in the interview he wasn't really good at it.
At least he was honest. At least he was honest.
I mean,
oh yeah, he lost 92 bricks of cocaine. There we go.
That would have hurt my soul.
He should be dead.
Oh yeah, especially back in those times,
bro. Especially in the 80s when cocaine was the wave. Like, gee, if I was the plug, I'm like, you lost 92 what? 92 what? 92
Dog.
bricks?
That's how you know he was meant to be here, man. Cause some people ain't live to tell the story.
I swear, he's lucky. He is very lucky because if it was me.
Hello? I would like to call. Hey, come get this man about my community.
You gotta get that man up out of here, G. He gotta go. But Jay-Z lost 92 bricks of cocaine and survived to tell the tale. Wrapped the tale at that. Jay-Z is literally the greatest rap career ever. Some would sit there and say that he benefited from the deaths of Pac and Biggie. To a point, I do agree. Because if you remember, Pac was on Jay-Z ass as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his ass as well.
Yeah.
It was more like random shots than anything. And I think it was because of association with Biggie. But Pac was on Jay-Z ass just as much he was on Biggie's ass. I don't know why, but he was on their ass.
Hey, Pac was coming for you was associated with anybody that he was into it with, bro. He was on your ass, bro.
It was a big fuck you too, literally. Respect the Pac for that. But
Straight up.
But yeah, like some people legit say Jay-Z benefited from both their early demises. I agree to an extent, but I think Jay-Z would still be Jay-Z. It just he would be competing with Biggie.
Due to how everything kind of went down, it was what's the word? It was inevitable that his career was going to be affected by that in some way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree. But yeah, so Jay-Z arguably has one of the best rap careers ever. One of, if not the, one of the best black music artist careers ever as well. But in terms of rap, he is he is the GOAT. If you want to put bias aside to some, he really is. Some people still say Wayne. Some will say Drake. Some will say freaking goddamn Rakim for some goofy ass reason. But in terms of, if you ask most people, Jay-Z is that guy. Especially in terms of like our older peers, Jay-Z was that guy for them. Especially coming off the earth, like I said, it's just like Jay-Z. Part of Jay-Z's career launch is going to be linked to the deaths of Biggie and Pac, but in terms of somebody who literally took where there was a obvious missing gap, Jay-Z took advantage of like 1 and 2 is gone, and let me go ahead and do what I gotta do and take that spot, and he did. And not only just showed that musically, but even just making money off of it. In terms of somebody who started off as a rapper, he's the richest rapper ever and one of the richest black people ever as well. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we got Diddy, we have Master P, we have who's the other?
Dr. Dre.
But in terms of somebody who started off purely rapping, and well, Master P rap too, but just rapping. Jay-Z went from rapper to mogul to billionaire, just off pure, just starting off rapping, and that to some is extremely inspirational, extremely. So we're gonna give Jay-Z his flowers here. He's an old ass man, and he did, and also Jay-Z is another example of you. It don't matter when you start getting on. When you get on, you on.
You on there at 26, man.
He didn't start till he was 26. Some people believe he lied on his age as well, but it really be that way sometimes. But
like, I think I think there's like, I feel like the whole age thing is kind of overrated, bro.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Because you don't have to be in the game like super young. If you think about it, getting in the game like 18, you know what I'm saying? Like 19, 20, 9 times out of 10, you ain't in control of what you're doing.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really figure that out until like later on, when you kind of like all the stuff that was going on around that time come back to haunt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Jay-Z said, he was like, what did he say? He said the world wasn't ready for me or something like that. What he said was, I waited to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. That's what he said. And I resonate with that, because when I've been rapping since I was 13, and I swore I was ready to be signed, quote unquote signed. You know what I'm saying? I swore I was like, man, look, niggas sleeping on me. Y'all ain't ready. Woo, woo. But I'm 25, and I look back when I was like 21, 22 years old, and I was thinking I'm ready. I look back, I'm like, no. If I would have got on like 25, you knew me at 25. We was recording when I had got on probably like 22 or whatever. We was recording like Sorry I'm Late and Trouble in Paradise and all that stuff. Like, bro, if I would have got on there, I would have shot myself in the foot, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Dude, the baby got on at like 28. You know what I'm saying? Very successful. You feel me?
Yeah, it's a wait and see type thing, and for Jay-Z, it came later, but it be that way. But and like 2 Chainz is another example. Like, even though 2 Chainz been rapping, and to some people he was already like, we knew who 2 Chainz and Titty Boy was, but 2 Chainz didn't pop until he was past 30.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just an example of just like, when it happens, it happens. Like, but let's go ahead and keep talking about Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, first debut studio album was Reasonable Doubt. Let me go ahead and pull that damn track list up. To some people, Reasonable Doubt is arguably the greatest debut. To some people, the greatest debut album ever. Not a lot of artists are able to sit there and say my first album is a classic. Jay-Z is one of the very few who can sit there and say that.
Straight up.
Literally, he can't. Like, a lot of artists can't sit there and say that. But Can't Knock the Hustle, really good song. You gotta remember, this came out in what, 96? I was only 3. And by the way, I didn't listen to Reasonable Doubt for the first time fully until I want to say 2014. When I sat there and said, I'm gonna actually sit down and listen to the whole Reasonable Doubt. Like, I've heard a few songs. Like, I've heard Brooklyn's Finest. I heard Dead Presidents. I've heard the Evils. I heard Can I Live. Like, I've heard those songs, but I didn't really listen to the whole album in itself until 2014. But Can't Knock the Hustle, Mary J. Blige, decent. Politics is usual, decent. Brooklyn's Finest, which features Big, is a really good song, by the way. They used to play it at Adidas all the fucking time for some goofy reason. I don't know why.
They retail music, man.
It just popped up. I've said them like, this Jay-Z and Big? Why is this on here? Feeling It, Future and Mecca. I don't really care for it. The Evils is considered considered one of Jay-Z's best B-side cuts. 22 Twos is a decent track. Can I Live is really freaking good. Ain't No Nigga featuring Foxy Brown is fire. Friend or Foe, decent. Coming of Age. By the way, Memphis Bleak is one of my favorite Rockefeller artists. Why? I do not know. It's just the fact I think the nigga wore, especially, I think it's more because of his swagger. That man used to wear fitted caps with do-rags, G, and do-rags with headbands, G. And I thought that shit was cool. So, especially if you on Def Jam Fight for New York, he was on there too, and that was his fit. So I give respect to Memphis Bleak. But I think it's Jay-Z, one of Jay-Z's favorite people. Cashmere Thoughts is a decent track. Bring It On, decent track. Regrets, decent. And Can I Live 2 featuring me, Memphis Bleak. Like, it's really a good album. And I see, and like when I first listened to it, I'm like, okay, I see why it's held to like such a high acclaim. It did sound dated, but once again, like those type of samples are going to sound dated compared to now. But in terms of like, you can see why I think people held this album to such a high acclaim. Your thoughts on Reasonable Doubt?
I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt fully about 2 years ago. And Can I Live is one of the songs that really kind of stuck out to me. My favorite song by Jay-Z is Girls, Girls, Girls. Because Jay-Z he really inspires me with his delivery and execution.
Yeah.
How he raps, his cadence, you know what I'm saying? Like, his a voice like that and his flow and everything comes around once in a lifetime. And
Jay-Z arguably has one of the best rapper voices ever. No homo. Like, in terms of rapper voices,
it's too distinctive, bro. Like, he was literally born to rap. There's a lot of people that was born to do something. Like Michael Jackson, born to sing. Freddie Mercury, born to sing. The Weeknd, born to freaking sing. Jay-Z was born to rap. But Reasonable Doubt was definitely a very classic album, and it goes back to what he said. Like, he waited to be perfect. Like, you could tell that it was time invested in that album. And you know, me as an artist, I would say, like, what I go through with my projects, it was probably kind of like pushed back. We don't know that, but you know, he you know what I'm saying, he kept working at it until it was ready to be released to the world. And I can hear that with each sample, you know what I'm saying, each beat, everything in the beats, you know what I'm saying, the lyrics, the chorus, I could tell everything was perfected. You know what I'm saying? So obviously Reasonable Doubt is like critically acclaimed, but when you really pull back the layers and look deeper into it, you see exactly why.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially being a student of the game.
Yeah. And you could definitely tell he cared about rapping. Like, legit did care. Then next album, In My Lifetime, Volume 1. This literally, some people, like, in terms of the volume series for Jay-Z, some people really are really critical of those 3 albums. It's really interesting how some people's takes of them. Some people put Volume 1 as the best one. Some put 2 as the best. Some put 3 as the best. Some say 2's the worst. Some say 3's the worst. Some say 1 is the worst. It's just really interesting. But I would say with this album, you could just really hear the growth. You could, in terms of a 1 year difference, you could hear the growth in Jay-Z as artist wise. Like, you could just tell, like, Reasonable Doubt is 96. Rap your fucking ass off, bro. Rap your fucking ass off, G. Now it's like you can kind of hear him like, okay, he's starting to really get the artistry side of things going. Not like he's still rapping his fucking ass off. It's one thing about Jay-Z. He's gonna rap his goddamn ass off. He's gonna give you metaphors, quality metaphors, similes, all that shit, and all of it. But standout tracks to me, I like the intro. A Million and One Question is decent. The City Is Mine is really, really a great track. Like, that's a song if they were to do a biopic of my life and I know I just did a lot of epic shit towards the end of my life, I want the lasting image will be me looking at the skyline of Chicago and the city is mine playing. Plain and simple. It hits. It's like I wish more like artists or even movies, and more specific movies, would use the city is mine as a way to sit there and like end movies, G. Especially like street movies or like mafia gangster type movies. That it just sounds fire, G, for like a movie soundtrack.
I was gonna say like that just goes to show just how talented he was, and not only him but his team.
Yeah.
Because to make music that could be used, that could be consumed like in different ways, and not just like through headphones, but like cinematically. Because like cinema really ain't nothing without music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause you think about it, if you go back to silent films had music playing the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if there was no music is kind of like the foundation of life, if you know what I'm saying. So it's like the fact that a lot of Jay-Z's music is real cinematic, and you know what I'm saying, it just puts you it puts you in a vibe. It puts you, like you said, like in the movie scene. Like it helps you picture your life and everything. Like that just comes with the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I know what girls like featuring Lil Kim and Diddy, decent track. Imaginary Players is one of the standout tracks to me on Volume 1. Streets is Watching is decent. Friend of Foe 98 is decent. Sunshine is, you could tell, was supposed to be I think it was a single. I don't remember. I believe it was a single. But it's a really dope track with him and Babyface on it. Foxy Brown was on there as well. Who You With 2's decent. Face Off I didn't care for. Real Niggas featuring Too Short was fire. Rap Game Crack Game is another B-side I really like. Where I'm From is fire, and You Must Love Me is decent. But Volume 1 is really good. It's a good sophomore album. Like I said, I don't think it's better than Blueprint, but you can just tell he was really trying to get it feel for the shit artist wise as well. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, especially the same thing you said.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a good setup for what came after it. I wouldn't say that it was like bad and nothing like that. I just feel like Reasonable Doubt was like, you know, his breakout album with a lot of anticipation and everything. The context surrounding it made it that much more better. And so once you get your foot in the game like that, it's certain how you maneuver through the game. It's like he did a good job, and I feel like it was unintentional, but like this album, it's set up for what came next. That's how it looked to me. You feel me? Like he's just getting started, basically.
Yeah, I feel you. Now Volume 2 got a lot of bangers on it, G. A lot of bangers. Like he got a lot on this album. Like Volume 2 would be like the type of album where if Jay-Z was to ever do a verses, which he probably won't, because unless that shit's on Tidal, he ain't doing it. But if he was I'm dead ass. But
no, I know.
Yeah, so but if he was to do a verses, he will whoop a lot of niggas' asses off Volume 2 alone. Volume 2 got Hard Knock Life on it.
That's facts.
Hard Knock Life slaps.
Didn't Kanye produce that?
I don't think so. I don't think Kanye didn't start producing for Jay-Z until Blueprint. I believe. I don't think it's not to Blueprint. If I Should Die, decent. Ride or Die, decent. Nigga What, Nigga Who, fire.
Woo. Hey, that song is legendary, bro.
That song is a classic.
That song is legendary.
That song's a classic, G. Like I remember that being consistently played in the house as a kid. Like I was 5 probably when this album came out. Like I just know that was consistently buzzing. Money Cash Hoes with DMX, fire. By the way, DMX was one of the biggest artists in the game at this point as well. A week ago with Too Short, decent. Coming of Age, decent. Can I get a what with Ja Rule, fire. That was another song that got played to hell.
Ja Rule was popping around that time too.
Exactly. So like Jay-Z knew what he was doing. Paper Chase with Foxy Brown, decent. Reservoir Dogs with the Lock, Sauce Money, and I forgot who the other person was. Heat, in terms of just niggas rapping their goddamn ass off. It's Like That with Kid Capri, decent. It's Alright, decent. And Money Ain't a Thing with Jermaine Dupri. Classic hits and singles on this album. Strong beats and decent little B-side joints. Volume 2 is fire, G.
Yeah, Volume 2 is heat.
Then, because I want to make sure we go in chronological order. Volume 3 is Life and Times of Sean Carter. So this had the Hova song, So Ghetto. Do It Again. Put your hands up. I don't remember. Hold on. I like that song. I remember my dad used to play the hell out that song. That he had that Dope Man, things that you do with Mariah Carey. I'm pretty sure that got played to hell. It's Hot, decent. Snoopy track with Juvenile. I don't remember that song for some odd reason. S. Carter, decent. Pop for Rock, decent. And it had Beanie Siegel on there, and Beanie Siegel dragged that nigga. Big Pimpin' was on this album. Is That Your Bitch with Jay-Z and Timbaland. This is when he started working with Timbaland around this time, I believe. Come and Get Me, Nip, Hova song, and Anything. So if I had to rank the volumes, it'd be 2, 1, and 3.
2, 1, and 3?
It'd be 2, 1, and 3.
I agree with that.
3's the weakest, but Big Pimpin' is on here, so it's like one of his bigger songs. But you can just tell, maybe it's just fatigue because he literally dropped like 3 straight albums in like every year with no break. Jay-Z almost released an album every year from 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. Jesus Christ. This man was working. Then in 2000 he dropped the Dynasty Rock La Familia album or mixtape. I don't know what it was, but the Dynasty album is a personal favorite of mine. Cause pretty much it was dang near the Rockefeller album, damn near. He just put his name on it. But it got a lot of crazy songs. The intro was fire. Change the Game is fire. I Just Want to Love You, decent. Streets is Talking with him and Beanie Siegel, fire. This Can't Be Life, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, fire again with Scarface. Get Your Mind Right, Mommy with Memphis Bleak, decent. Stick to the Script with Beanie Siegel, fire. You, Me, Him, and Her, Jay-Z and the Dynasty, fire. Guilty Until Proven Innocent. I think they had R. Kelly on it. Yes. Even though that Nasty Man is on this song, you could not go nowhere and not hear that song. Then they dropped the album. We're not going to talk about the album here because literally it's a lot of controversy about that album. But just know Jay-Z was one of the first people to try to get that nigga R. Kelly up out of here. And he's a hero for that. He's a hero. But Parking Lot Pimpin' is one of my favorite songs on this album. Decent. 1-900 Hustler, decent. The Rock, decent. Like, the Dynasty had it was a really good album. That was a really great album to me. Anything you want to say about that album?
Nothing that you ain't already said.
All right, cool. And next, I think that's where we enter Blueprint. Now, Blueprint came out on September 11th, 2001.
I'm surprised that wasn't on the conspiracy theory iceberg that we was going through.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't. But Blueprint and I think Fabulous album came out on 9/11. Very weird. Extremely freaking weird. But Blueprint was really good. Blueprint was a huge pickup from Volume 3, in terms of a solo Jay-Z album. Like the Dynasty was more of a freaking collab tape with Jay-Z's name for sales. But the Ruler's Back, decent. Takeover is one of the greatest diss tracks of all time. And I want you people to
the break sold.
like, G, I love Takeover, bro. He was disrespectful as hell on there, G. He was disrespectful to Nas. He was disrespectful to Mobb Deep. Also, Mobb Deep, I don't know why the hell y'all was getting on everybody's nerves.
I don't know either. What the heck was Mobb Deep on back then,
I don't know. I need to look up the story because I really don't know. But he was on Prodigy ass. Izzo, Hovo, was on here. Girls was on here.
That's my favorite song by Jay-Z.
Gee, that's a strong four song start. The Ruler's Back, Takeover, Izzo, Girls. G, that's a strong 4.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, this nigga Hove, man. Jiggle that nigga decent. You don't know. I don't remember this song. Hold on. Oh, fire! So, because literally, since we're on YouTube, we can't play full songs. So I'm not trying to have Jay-Z cut this episode off. So literally, at the most, if we play a song, we're getting 10 seconds. Because I think that's the time clock. But you don't know. Fire. Hola Jovito. Decent. Heart of the City was decent. Never Change. Song Cry is one of my favorite Jay-Z songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't feel anything when you hear Song Cry, something's incredibly wrong. All I Need is decent. Renegade is the most controversial Jay-Z song ever. Because people will sit there and tell you that Eminem washed them. I am one of those people to say Eminem did get Jay-Z up out of here. But also, Jay-Z didn't get washed. It's just he didn't go as hard as Eminem did. That's what it was. He just didn't go as hard as Eminem.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a Jay-Z stan, bro. So,
hey,
I don't see what y'all talking about.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, I love Jay-Z too. I love Jay-Z more than I do Eminem, but that Eminem really did go in on that song. Blueprint, Mama Loves Me, decent track. Lyrical Exercise, decent. And Girls Part 2 ends the album. Blueprint might arguably, it's easy a classic, but I'm trying to sit there and think, where do I place it? I think that's number 2 or 3.
Number 2 or 3
in terms of his albums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in terms of his albums, that might be 2 or 3. Because I'm still putting Volume 2 number 1. I think that's his best. Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint, you can alternate, honestly. 2002, he dropped 2 projects, actually. One with the Nasty Man, and the other one with the other one is Blueprint 2. We're not talking about Nasty Man on this podcast. Blueprint 2, A Dream featuring Faith Evans and a late Biggie verse. Hovey Baby, decent track. The Watcher, featuring Dr. Dre, Rakim, some nigga named Truth Hurts. Never heard of Truth Hurts, but that song was decent. 03, Bonnie and Clyde, featuring Beyonce. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing this damn record.
I remember as a kid, that song was literally stuck in my head for about a month.
I could imagine it because of your household and who your sisters are.
Exactly. There you go.
So I feel bad for you. But Blueprint 2 is very, very commercial. Excuse Me Miss. This is when Jay-Z really started trying to get all like real grown and sexy and shit. The fact that Excuse Me Miss probably will be played at a step set for our age, G, is kind of wild when you think about it. When we turn 40 and we at the stepper sets, we probably gonna hear Excuse Me Miss.
I'm a purposefully go to the DJ and slide them that. You know how you slide your grandkids, or how your grandma used to slide you $1,
Yeah.
whatever. That's how I'm gonna slide it to the DJ.
He said, "Hey man, play the excuse me, miss, my nigga." He gonna sit there and be like, "All right." I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna sit there and laugh and do my thing in my linen suit. In my
You
linen suit.
know, the Steve Harvey linen suits, man.
It ain't gonna sit there and say it's gonna be Steve Harvey level, but you know, uh, what they gonna do with Future and Sean Paul? I don't remember this song. I really don't. Hold on.
I remember that song.
I swear, Sean Paul was everywhere, all around the
Uh-huh.
world. I don't remember this song either. Oh yeah, he got off on that song. Okay, all around the world is decent. Poppin' tags with Big Boy, Killer Mike, and Twister, decent track. Fuck All Night. I don't really remember. I'm not even gonna play it because it sounds like Jay Z trying to be grown and sexy again, and I'm kind of good on that. The Bounce featuring Kanye West.
Oh yeah, I
don't
remember
remember.
that song.
I don't remember this. I don't. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, that song. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah, okay, there we go. See, sometimes you just sit there, you just gotta hear shit.
Yeah.
So, oh, Blueprint 2 was a double disc. Okay, so then that's disc 1. Next disc is Diamonds Is Forever, Guns N' Roses featuring Lenny Kravitz. You Don't Know remix with M.O.P. Meet the Parents. Somehow, Some Way with Beanie Siegel was fire. Some People Hate It. Nigga Please with Young Chris. Too Many Hoes. As One. A Ballad for the Fallen Soldier. Show You How. Bitches and Sisters and What They Gonna Do Part 2. So, Blueprint 2 was decent. I ain't gonna sit there and call it trash, but it was a decent little album. Like, it was decent. But it's not mid either. That's how I feel about Blueprint 2. So 2002, then Jay-Z leading up to 2003. Rumors of Jay-Z wants to retire starts to shock the world. And he starts teasing the Black Album's gonna be his last album. And this gets everybody going. Now, the Black Album is the first Jay-Z album that I can sit there and say, yo, I can't wait till this album, Jay-Z album came out. This is legit the first Jay-Z album where I could sit there and be like, I was of age to sit there and say, hey, I'm hyped for a Jay-Z album. Now, not to say that I wasn't raised on Jay-Z albums in my household, but because literally I could sit there and remember, because we used to have a huge ass CD library thingy, case thingy, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it. Jay-Z was, we had between my dad and my older sister, every Jay-Z album was had. So Jay-Z was prominent in my house. Like, I remember a lot of these albums and songs and all of that, especially once I was reviewing stuff. But Black Albums where I sat there and was like, yo, make sure y'all get this Jay-Z album. I can't wait to hear it. They saying he's about to retire. I need to get caught up on Jay-Z. I was 2003. I was 10. So this is where I could, like, legit, I was at an age where I could sit there and say, hey, I understand my own musical choices, if that makes sense. So, Black Album. Interlude. Decent. December 4th. Decent. What more can I say? Decent. Encore. Encore is go down as is a legendary song in itself. Solely because
Encore, I wrote so many verses to that beat. It's ridiculous.
Hey man, I ain't mad at you. And also, Encore had the freaking rock remix with Linkin Park, or what was it, Linkin Park? Whatever freaking heavy rock group that was. That shit was fire. Both versions was fire, G. Encore was just a special track, G. Change Clothes. Change Clothes is a controversial song to the black community. Reason why I say Change Clothes is a controversial track, Because Jay-Z went from telling us to stop wearing fucking jerseys and stuff like that to freaking wear button-up t-shirts.
The man changed clothes, man.
And you know what me and a lot of my 10-year-old peers did in Up? We asked for fucking button-ups. We was dressed to go to the funeral at parties.
Hey, y'all probably started a wave. You never know, bro.
That was one of the worst waves ever. Because I love my jerseys. But Jay-Z told me at 10 years old, hey, it's not cool to wear jerseys no more.
I don't think he was talking about you, though, bro.
Look, man, yeah, I know, but still. You know what all of us did? We asked our mama and daddies to buy us button-up t-shirts. Well, but not t-shirts. I mean, button-up shirts.
That's funny because you ask them about your button-ups, they'll do that in a heartbeat.
Exactly. For them, it was like, oh, okay. Literally, everybody in picture day with the button-up, different button-ups and stuff. Like, you couldn't get away with it, bro. Like, you couldn't. Like,
You used to ask for that. Stop lying. Yes, you did. That's what you desired, boy. You used to love that. You used to look for that.
That was what we desired. To be like Jay-Z. If I ever meet Jay-Z, I'm going to sit there and tell him, kiss my ass for making change clothes. Because that was a goofy little era, bro. To trade in jerseys for button-up shirts, G. I was comfortable.
Some button-ups, man.
But change clothes is one of those. It's a wild song. Dirt Off Your Shoulder is one of my favorite Jay-Z singles. Is great song. Shout out to Timbaland. Timbaland was in his bag.
One of my favorite Timbaland beats, man.
It is. That beat go hard. Like
there's
some people who hate the song.
Actually making the beat.
Yep.
And Jay-Z could not stop bobbing his head, bro. Like you just knew he was finna take flight.
Exactly. You just know. Threat. Decent little track. Moment of Clarity. Another fire Jay-Z B-side. 99 Problems. It hits.
Ooh, he ain't gotta say nothing about that song.
Exactly. Public Service Announcement is another one of my favorite Jay-Z tracks ever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga went hard on Public Service Announcement. Hard. And despite the fact it was the intro song to one of them 2Ks. I think it was 2K12, whichever one that Jay-Z produced. You had to hear it every time you turned the game on. I never got tired of it. If anything, it made me like the song more. So, Justify My Thug, decent. Lucifer, to a lot of people, that's a top 5 Jay-Z B-side. Allure, decent. And My First Song, I didn't like that song at all. So,
dang, you didn't like that song?
I didn't like that song. I might get crucified, but I don't give a fuck. I didn't like that song at all. So, but Black Album was fire, G. Black Album was really fire. Some people sit there and say it's overrated. It's not a classic. I'm going to say it's not a classic, but for it to be supposedly Jay-Z's last album, that shit slapped. And for me, that was legit my first Jay-Z album that I heavily anticipated and I liked it. So, me as a kid. So Jay-Z disappears off the face of the earth for 3 years? Because Black Album came out in 2003. He comes back in Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come was ass. I'm standing by that.
I wouldn't say it was ass, though, bro.
For Jay-Z standards, it was ass.
Well, I can see where you coming from, but I kind of enjoyed it. I listen to music differently, bro. I listen to music a lot differently.
You do. I'm not going to knock you for that. It's just for me, it's ass. Like, to this day, like, when I re-listened to Kingdom Come, I was like,
this ain't it.
I was like, no. Like, for it to be his comeback album, I was like, okay, bro, maybe I see why you retired. It was It made me really believe Jay-Z was wearing the freaking Wizards Jordan jersey when he made this.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. Not the Wizards Jordan jersey.
Like, but like when I look
I
at this
forgot all
album,
about those.
hey, look, man, I had one. Me and my little brother had matching Jordan Wizards jerseys. My dad was bogus as hell. But
Damn.
Kingdom Come, the prelude, trash. Oh my God, trash. Kingdom Come, mid. Show Me What You Got, arguably Jay-Z's worst single.
Dang, I like that song, bro.
It be that way. Lost
Okay,
One,
let me ask, do you like Lil Wayne's freestyle to that song?
a lot better. I honor that version, but more.
Yeah, Wayne got off.
He did. Lost One with Chris and Michelle. I actually love that song. That's a really good song. Do You Want to Ride, featuring John Legend. Meh. 30 something. I actually like 30 something. I might like it more when I turn 30, but I actually like 30 something still. I Made It. Meh. Anything featuring Pharrell. Meh. Hollywood featuring Beyonce. This is when I started to believe Jay-Z and Beyonce just have poor chemistry in terms of making music.
Damn, bro, for real.
Just keeping it real. Trouble. Ass. Dig a Hole. Ass. Minority Report. Cheeks. Beach Chair. Decent. Kingdom Come was really a big batch of mid. And Jay-Z should have kept it far, far away from my ears. Because
When did it just come out?
2006.
Mm.
So, moving on to 2007, Jay-Z came back with American Gangster. And American Gangster is okay. I don't rate it high in terms of just like what's his best and worst albums. I don't rate it high, but it's my favorite Jay-Z album though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like production wise, just the style, the story of it. I was 13. So yeah, me at 13, I was like, yo, this is fire. And then also I like the American Gangster movie. I like this like what he was doing with everything coming up close to the album. And then also this album allegedly has ghost-written bars from Lupe Fiasco, and Lupe Fiasco is my lyrical miracle god. So that just gives it even more points for it. But American Gangster, intro with Idris Elba, fuck Idris Elba. 2 track of song 2 Pray, decent. American Dreamin', love it. Hello Brooklyn, Lil Wayne got cleaned the fuck off.
Yes, sir.
No Hook, one of my favorite Jay-Z B-sides. Rock Boys, to this day, I want us to have a party like the Rock Boys, G.
Yes, sir.
Look, bro.
It's on the list, man.
It's on the list. If anything, whichever one of y'all get married next, or me, but or me again, but Rock Boys gotta be like the reception. That has to be the reception, G. We have to relive that music video in some capacity. So, yeah. So, Rock Boys, I love that song with a passion. Sweet, decent. I Know. I really like I Know. Party Life, yeah. Ignorant Shit with Beanie Siegel. That beat is a classic.
That beat does things to artists, man.
Like, G, if
It
you
does
are...
things to rappers.
I feel like every person who ever rapped has made an ignorant shit verse. You may not ever recorded it, but you have an ignorant shit verse.
It's mandatory, actually. You can't get in the game without it.
I feel like low key that needs to be a gatekeeper rule. Do you got
And
an
if
ignorant
it's
shit
garbage,
rap?
you get kicked out. Straight up.
Hey, I ain't gonna be mad at it, G. I ain't gonna be mad at that. But ignorant shit with Beanie Siegel. I swear, Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z has one of the best chemistries ever, G. Like it's like when they rap together, you know they gonna be on some shit. But ignorant shit, fire. Say Hello, whatever. Success featuring Nas, whatever. Fallen, decent. Blue Magic, I love Blue Magic, and American Gangster, the outro was decent. Like that's just a personal favorite. I ain't gonna sit there and say one of his best. It's probably like 5 in terms of album rankings, but it's definitely it's definitely my favorite Jay-Z album because of the concept itself.
American Gangster is a solid. It's a solid album.
Yeah, it's a
It's
really
very
solid album. Like I said,
do you think he kind of got I don't know. Do you think he kind of got rusty a little bit?
Probably for Kingdom Come.
Prior to American Gangster,
yeah,
it took time to get, you know what I'm saying, into like his mode or whatever.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Like, I ain't mad at that take. Excuse me. I ain't mad at just the idea of him being rusty because from, like, you went on a, like, he barely rapped between, I think, Black Album and Kingdom Come. If he did a verse, it was just probably doing somebody a really big favor. So for like just to hear Jay-Z rap, so like for him to work on an album, it was like, okay, let me get back in like a flow of things and just get back going. And then if I recall, like between after Kingdom Come, from between that American Gangster and American Gangster, I think he actually had some rap beefs. I think he had the semi-fake beef what he had with Wayne, where it was more like competition. I know Dipset was getting on his goddamn nerves because they were freaking roasting his ass. So like that was going on and stuff. So like stuff like that kind of gets you reinvigorated a little bit because it's like, all right, man, these niggas think I'm a bitch. So I gotta come out my bag and teach you little niggas a lesson. So yeah. So like with American Gangster, I could hear Jay-Z a little bit more. It was like, okay, this is the guy who's supposed to be the GOAT, the one of the best of all time. So moving on to American Gangster, he takes another 2-year hiatus. He drops Blueprint 3. Blueprint 3 is horrible. No, it's not horrible. I ain't gonna sit and say it's horrible. I take that back. Blueprint 3, production wise, is horrible. I think it's one of his worst produced albums. To me. Just some of the sound I just never really fucked with. Like the singles like Run This Town, Empire State of Mind, those all stand out. But in terms of production, I didn't really give a fuck. Like it was just production wise, it just never.
I can see where you're coming from with that. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's just in terms of probably his beat selection. And this was also around that time where shit was sounding very techno like as well. Like especially from like Swizz Beats and Timbaland, because he was really working with those two a lot, and of course Kanye, but Kanye really wasn't doing that sound. Like you could tell what Kanye worked on, but I think he was heavy working with Swizz and Timbaland on his album. So when I go back and listen, I still hate the production of this album. Like this is the one Jay-Z album that I don't go back too much because of the fact that literally production wise it's a tough listen. But what we talking about featuring Luke Steele, I don't know who the fuck Luke Steele is to this day, but that's a porn star name. Thank you. Decent little track. Death of Auto-Tune. I call that Jay-Z's Get Off My Porch Young Bastards song because the Death of Auto-Tune was really pandering, and it also showed his age as well. But still, like Jay-Z went in though. Like he still went in. Run This Town is a powerful track. Powerful. Powerful, G. Like if you don't like, you feel something when you hear Run This Town, G. Definitely.
That was the first song I performed to.
Yep, you definitely did. Never forget. You and Chloe. So shout out to Chloe if you're listening, much love. But never forget. I will never forget that. Sitting down looking cool as hell on the goddamn You Dig. But Run This Town is a powerful track. Definitely one of Jay-Z's best singles. Rihanna and Kanye did their thing on there. and it means a lot to me. One of the last songs that my teammate who died, Kwashi, he listened to before he died. Like he was listening to it before we played that game where he died. It meant a lot to me in that aspect, and it's just a powerful song. Empire State of Mind, really good track. Empire State of Mind is like, I would say the first. It's probably not the first, but it's the one Jay-Z song where that it goes beyond just rap. Like that is played. That's like a New York anthem for white New York, black
I
New
feel
York,
like that's
Spanish
the best
New
word
York.
to use. Is like it became an anthem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
That was the perfect way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's an anthem track, and like almost every artist, like especially in Jay-Z's like stature, needs like that type of anthem track for like whether it's for their city, for their race, culture. That's Jay-Z's anthem track. Real As It Gets featuring Young Jeezy, I hate that song with a passion. On to the next one with Swizz Beats. I hate that song with a passion.
Hey,
Off that Future and Drake.
I love that song, bro.
I hate that
I love
song.
that song, bro.
Off that Future and Drake. Hold on, I need to hear the beat just so I can make sure I remember the song correctly. Oh, I hate this fucking song. Jesus Christ, I hated that song. Off that Future and Drake was horrible. Horrible.
That song did kind of get played out for me.
It didn't even get played out. It didn't get played.
I heard it a lot.
That song was horrible. A Star Is Born featuring J. Cole.
Was a good song, man. I really like that song.
That song was horrible. Like,
Come on, bro.
horrible. Like, I'm gonna keep it G real. That Timbaland and Drake collab time was extremely hit or fucking miss.
I'm also a Timbaland fan, bro. I'm a Timbaland fan too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, like I like Timbaland, but like that Timbaland Drake when they were just working together, it's extremely hit or miss. I see why Drake don't work with him like that no more. I don't know what happened personally between the two, but I'm glad they stopped working together because there was a lot of hit or miss in that collaboration production group between him and Drake. But off that was ass. Star Is Born, J. Cole low-key dragged Jay-Z on that track. Venus versus Mars is actually a decent little track. Already Home featuring Kid Cudi, really, really great track. That's like prime Cudi right there, honestly. Hate featuring Kanye West is a really good track. Reminder, I don't give a fuck about that song. So Ambitious by Pharrell is actually really good. And Forever Young is another anthem track. That's another anthem track. Like that's, if you talk to like plain white people who probably like casually listen to Jay-Z, I'm pretty sure they know Forever Young by heart. So yeah, that's the Blueprint 3. It's definitely like on the middle bottom tier of Jay-Z albums. Then I think that's when we get Watch the Throne. Now, Watch the Throne was a moment. A moment in time. Because Jay-Z is still, like, in terms of, like, his post-retirement, technically post-retirement, he only had one good album, which is American Gangster. People was concerned that Jay-Z was probably washed.
Yeah, I heard people were saying that.
People was probably concerned that Jay-Z was washed at this point. This nigga Kanye got Jay-Z motivated because Jay-Z took the clean off on his whole album, G, in terms of like rapping. And also I think Jay-Z started actually finding his old man rap style, if that makes sense. If you get what I mean. So like he started actually like in terms of just like what he was rapping about, he started feeling comfortable about actually rapping about it. So Watch the Throne, we had No Church in the Wild, which is a classic song in itself. Lift Off featuring Beyonce, once again, meh. Niggas in Paris was played everywhere. Every minute on the minute you heard Niggas in Paris. And that song still knocks to this day.
Boss, so how motherfuckers gonna find me?
Exactly. I really wish I was able to go to the Watch the Throne tour and see them perform Niggas in Paris. Because they said they were having freaking... They would play the song like 10, 11, 12 straight times in a row. I would love to be there just to see how often they would just sit there and play it. Otis was fire. Gotta Have It was decent. New Day was decent. That's My Bitch was a good track. Welcome to the Jungle is decent. Who Gonna Stop Me was fire. Murder to Excellence was decent. Made in America was okay. Why I Love You, I don't really
Made
care.
in America.
I said that was decent, didn't I?
I know. I was just saying, like, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a decent track. Why I Love You was okay. Illest Motherfucker Alive was okay. Ham was fucking nuts. Prime
That's
Time
the one that came on which 2K was that?
2K12.
Man,
You heard Ham all the time, G. Like, that was consistently played. No matter how many times you would
that was
literally...
around the fake Lil Wayne beef time.
Yep. So, like, Ham went crazy. Primetime was decent. The Joy was decent as well. Watch the Throne was a great freaking album. That's a classic to me, honestly. That's legit a classic. Like, that was a time. So, yeah, we got to put respect on Watch the Throne. So that was 2011. Then what this nigga drop after that? Did he drop anything? Hold on. Shit. He was on that. I feel like this nigga dropped something else.
Did you cover Magna Carta Holy Grail?
There we go. That's what I was looking for. So Magna Carta Holy Grail it was a very interesting album. It went platinum in 1 minute. Solely because he made a deal with Samsung or whatever where the album will automatically go to 1 million people who own Samsung or Android devices or whatever. So I got the album for free without actually having to do my alleged means through file sharing websites. It was a time. But I remember when Magna Carta Holy Grail was coming out, the hype for it was very real. Like, it was another solo Jay-Z album. We didn't have a solo Jay-Z album since 2009. So people was hyped. And I think the lead up was decent. I think some of the features he had was really good. Like, times he would pop up places. It was really good. So people was like, oh, okay, Jay-Z on this shit. So, opening track, Holy Grail featuring Justin Timberlake. I'm going to say this. When I first heard this song, I loved it. You hear it so many times sometimes where it just dies out. This is a prime example of a song where you hear it so many times, you sit there and be like, yo, this song is ass.
That's facts, though. That song, they played the shit out of that song, bro.
Yeah, that song got played.
To the point where I didn't have no TV in my room. I just had the radio playing. That song was staying on repeat.
Holy Grail.
Kiss FM literally played that song 30 times a day.
Bro, when I was doing my radio show at Columbia, bro, it was for every semester, it was still high on the playlist. It was high on the playlist until I graduated.
That song got on my last nerves.
I was so happy to do my own show, so I didn't have to play that song, G. For a whole semester, I had to play that shit. Like, I hated that song, G. But so Holy Grail, Picasso Baby was decent. Tom Ford was a good song, but niggas was capping hard as fuck.
Yeah,
that was a cap song. Niggas was capping off that song. Fuck with Me If You Know I Got It. It's safe to say that Rick Ross dragged this nigga Jay-Z on that song.
Yes.
He dragged that nigga.
Ross actually made me overplay that song. I played that song nonstop.
Gee, that was a fire song and the beat was fire. It was
cold. Ross got clean off, but the collaboration was dope as hell too.
Yeah, like they Jay-Z and Rick Ross is a really strong collab chemistry. They got really good chemistry. But Ocean's featuring Frank Ocean, I actually love this song. This is honestly my favorite song off the album. FUTW. I don't remember that song at all. I'm not even gonna play it. Somewhere in America, I didn't care for. Crown was decent. Heaven, I don't care. Versus, don't remember. Part 2 on the Run. Hold on. Beyonce. Hold on, I need that. Fuck that song.
Dang. I don't remember that song.
I remember it, but it's also like, fuck that song. Beach is better. Look, Beach is better. Was Jay-Z owes us the full version of Beach is better. He owes us that.
It's somewhere in the vaults. I'm pretty sure it is.
Look, man.
I know
how long is this song? How long is this song? Not even a full minute. It's not even a full minute.
It's somewhere in the Rockefeller vaults, man.
Look, G, the Dream. Whoever has the freaking flash drive with the full version of Beach is Better needs to leak it. I understand we're in 2020, so leaking songs is a different time. It's a different way of doing things. But it's a huge sin that we do not have the full version of Beach is Better. Because Jay-Z was going to clean off. But it be that way. The fact that Jay-Z has a song with BBC in it, man, that come on, bro. Come on, G. Come on, G.
Pulling no type shit or doing none of that whole ass shit you niggas out there be doing, thinking you doing some fly shit. Nigga, if you in a room naked with some other niggas and some broad, them niggas looking at your ass. And if that shit is gay, and you need to get on some other shit, me and this man got nothing but...
You got a song called BBC, G. Come on, G.
You gotta make a statement, dog. Sometimes you gotta make a statement, man.
Look, bro.
Hey, sometimes you gotta make a statement, bro. You gotta let them know.
That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool. Jay-Z, Blue. I think this was around the time when Blue was born. So that's a decent song. La Familia was decent. Nickels and Dimes was decent. Like I said, Magnum Carter, Holy Grail once again is in like that middle to mid section of Jay-Z albums where it's like it's not bad, but it's also not.
It low key kind of grew on me though, like straight up.
I liked it at first, and then I liked it a lot at first. Then I grew to like it less.
I didn't hate it at first. It was more of like a gradual appreciation for the album. Because wasn't it a minute before he released that?
Yeah, because it was the first Jay-Z solo album since 2009, which is Blueprint 3. Like he dropped,
right? Yeah,
like he had Watch the Throne, but you know,
it was a solo. It was a solo.
It was his first solo album in a minute.
So yeah, it was more of a gradual appreciation with I mean that's more of a personal. Me personally, it was more of a gradual appreciation for it.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like I said, it's not life or death horrible or anything like that. Like some people sit there and say it's probably his worst album, but I wouldn't say that. It's at the bottom. But yeah. Then which came out first? No, okay. 444 came out. There we go. 444 came out, and once again he took a 4-year break from making solo albums. But he was still dropping verses from here and there. A lot of good verses too, if I remember correctly. Like I said, I don't remember. I ain't trying to. Like I said, we got her and try to close this out. But 444, to a lot of people, this is Jay-Z's best grown man album. Some people, this is a grown ass adult album. Like like this kind of people actually made the term adult contemporary rap. Is 444, which is a funny ass term.
Adult contemporary rap. That is an interesting name.
It really is for a genre of rap. They call it old man rap, I guess. But 444 is definitely a great Jay-Z album. Classic. It will probably go down to be a classic. But
Definitely, that album was. It was so perfect because I just feel like he was in a headspace that he never had to be in before.
yeah, and he was very transparent because you gotta remember. And the funny thing is, niggas called it the man's version of Lemonade.
Yeah.
So, niggas called it the man's version of Lemonade because you gotta remember around this time, Beyonce made Lemonade, and a lot of people sit there saying what Jay Z cheated on Beyonce and shit. So it's just like people was like, "What? Oh my God, was Jay Z gonna make an album talking about what happened on his point of view?" Which he did. Well, he talked about the shit.
Motherfuckers got rich off of marriage counseling.
Literally, bro. They literally collected a bag off marriage counseling, G. But yeah, so
That's how you do it. That's how you win, man.
hey, they did. They
That's how
literally
you
capitalized off their trauma, G. I respect it. But
You
open
gotta
the song.
respect.
Open the song was Kill Jay-Z. Very strong Jay-Z intro. Really fire. The story of OJ was fire as hell. Just the fact he said, I'm not black, I'm OJ is hilarious as hell. Smile was decent. Caught Their Eyes with Frank Ocean was meh. Excuse me. 444, the track itself was fire. Family Feud with
444 is my
Beyonce.
favorite song on that entire album.
You said what?
I said 444 is my favorite song on the album.
Same. 444 was a really great track. Family Feud with Beyonce was decent. The only problem
Family
with
Feud
is
was my second favorite song on the album.
that song just kind of gets annoying.
Dang, for real?
The beat is a little bit annoying to me. It's just sampled. It kind of gets a little annoying, you know.
I could see that sample on Life of Pablo.
It was probably being worked on around the same time. But I don't think they were fucking with each other at that point.
No.
Bam is a really great song. Was played to
Oh,
death.
that song go crazy too.
I had to hear that song to death at one point. Moonlight was decent. Marcy Me was decent. Legacy was really good. It's a 10-song, 36-minute album, and literally like every song to extent hit damn near. It's a really great album. Like it's probably based off the time frame, it's Jay-Z's best album in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in terms of solo, because you got to factor in, like, okay, Kingdom Come was a dud. American Gangster's really good. Blueprint was meh. Magna Carta Holy Grail was okay, but it's probably the first great Jay-Z album where since American Gangster, honestly. So like that's dang near 10 years. In terms of solo projects, like Watch the Throne was good, but in terms of solo Jay-Z projects, it took a minute, but like this is where you hear old man Jay-Z and be like, this is what we've been wanting, in a way where you put everything together, and it was really good, really great to this day. It still is, and like the older Jay-Z crowd appreciates, and even like our generation, like me and you age range, we appreciate it more as well.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah, when 444 dropped, bro, I had that whole album was on rotation when it first dropped, bro. That got me through my my quote unquote junior year of college, I think. What year did 444 come out?
2017.
Yeah, it was like my junior year of college.
Like, I love 444. Like,
that was
I
on
remember,
rotation, bro. I just kept playing it. Yeah, that album was crazy.
Yeah, it was a really great album. Then I guess we have to count the Carters Everything Is Love album. Really freaking great album. Like, great album. I will sit here and say that Beyonce versus written by Jay-Z and others She did outbeat Jay-Z on some of these songs, but
Yeah, Beyonce got bars.
Beyonce got bars. Shout out to Jay-Z, Quavo. I think Future wrote some of these songs as what some of her verses.
Yeah.
But that's a really great album. This album makes up for like a lot of their poor collaborations that they dropped over the years, because a lot of them shits was ass. A lot of the collab tracks that they had was booty cheeks, but this album made up for everything. It's really good. Summer's decent. Ape Shit went crazy. Boss is fire. Nice is crazy. 713's decent. Friends is decent. Heard About Us is decent. Black Effect is crazy. Love and Happy is decent.
Love and Happy, that's the song when they was getting the fuck off.
Yep. Like, overall, that's a really great track. I mean, album, straight, front to back.
Didn't the video for Ape Shit, the budget of that video was insane.
It was. I think, let me Google the budget for Ape Shit real quick, because I remember they think they reported how much that shit was. What was the budget on Ape Shit? Let's see. They rented the Louvre for that music video, by the way. So you know already the budget was insane.
Exactly.
Let's see. It was blah blah blah. Come on. I know there's a number. They don't got the number for the budget. They spent a lot of money. Hold on, wait. Let's see. They don't really say, but a lot of money was spent. Let's just put it that way, because it was just a lot of crazy stuff they put in that song in the music video. But yeah, so I think that's every Jay-Z project. It's the only one we're not going to talk about is the one featuring Nasty Man. That's just a nasty ass nigga. We're not going to talk about that. We're just not going to talk about that. But with that being said, Jay-Z arguably, undeniably is the GOAT, undisputed at this point. Whether you love him or hate him, he's done a lot for rap. A lot. And the only way I can sit there and say I won't be mad, it depends on your age. Like, if you probably younger than me and Chaz, you sit there and say somebody else, like you say Drake or Lil Wayne's your GOAT, I will understand that. I will wholeheartedly understand that. But anybody older than us, up to the age of probably 45, maybe even 50, you say otherwise, and it's not Biggie or Pac, even then I'll probably sit there and slap you in the face and say one of them two, because just longevity, Jay-Z has that. I'll probably slap the shit out of you. But Jay-Z is arguably the greatest to ever do it in rap. He's an inspiration to many. Like an inspiration to many artists. Like Wayne, like literally our faves is Wayne and Drake on this pod. Like, we are a Wayne and Drake stand podcast. And we still like our faves give Jay-Z that credit, that respect. It's like, because they know he's the standard. Like Drake makes every chance he gets to watch that nigga Jay-Z on tracks. Every chance he gets.
Yeah.
And I respect Drake for it. Especially because Jay-Z put that nigga on some horrible tracks. And he still did his thing. Or he did him dirty. So it's just like, come on now. Wayne does literally hold his own against Jay-Z. And you love to see it. Like, everybody has a respect for Jay-Z. Like, in terms of most people. So, most rappers, let's put it that way. So, it's just like, it's no way you can just sit there and deny that he's not the best. It's easy. Like, you can sit there, it's like, put it in basketball terms, Jay-Z's Mike. No matter what, he's Mike G. And then Lil Wayne is like Kobe to Jay-Z's Mike. It's like he's the young guy who he's not as talented, you can sense that he's not as talented, but you could put him in that conversation of being like, yo, in terms of just impact, Lil Wayne is up there. He's up there. So, and even plus you factor in longevity and stuff.
You are still seeing, like, the influence of Lil Wayne in the industry today.
Yeah. It's just
lots of new artists.
Exactly. And then Drake is kind of like that LeBron to Jay-Z's Jordan, whereas like Drake can be there, like LeBron can be there, but it's like it's no matter how you, it's just certain stuff you sit there and be like, dang, that's what's going to hold him back. It's like Jay-Z has arguably 5 classic albums. 5 classic albums. And like undeniable classic albums. While some people would sit there and argue that Drake still don't have a classic to this day, which is huge cap. He has at least Take Care and Nothing the Same is 1 and 2. If you just want to say Nothing was the Same, I won't be mad.
Dumb stuff like
exactly.
So Far Gone is a classic album.
And So Far Gone is a classic.
And it wasn't even an album at first.
Mixtape.
Get the heck out of here, bro.
So yeah. So Drake literally has 2-3 classics under his belt. But point is, like certain stuff you kind of you hold against him because it's just like the standard that we can put him up to. It's like we put Drake in GOAT talk for a reason. He's in the GOAT standard. So it's like we're harder on him. Same way how LeBron is in GOAT talk, we're going to hold him to a different standard. He's in that talk. So it's just like one of those things. And when it comes to rap, it's like with Jay-Z, it's just undeniable. It's like, yo, when you look at that resume, when you look at what he's doing presently, it's like, yo, it's dope that he's still here in the game. He still raps. He still messes with. He's very vocal about what's going on in the game and stuff like that. He's looking out for other artists to make sure they're not in bullshit deals through the Rock Nation heavies he be throwing at people and stuff. So it's like, it's dope to see that Jay-Z's still active in some capacity in all of that. And we got to give Jay-Z his flowers for that. We appreciate Jay-Z, like, from literally the niggas went from a drug dealer to a billionaire with one of the baddest women alive as his wife.
You gotta respect it.
You have to respect it, G. You have to, G. So we appreciate you, Jay-Z. If you ever do listen to this, much love and appreciation. G, you deserve your flowers. I'm pretty sure you get them plenty. Invite us to the Rock Nation brunch, my nigga. So I can sit there and give one of them fake important ass speeches that they be doing there and shit. Cause I just want to know how it feels to just ramble on about success that makes absolutely no goddamn sense. I just want to know how that feels, you know.
One of these days, man.
We'll get there. We will get there, G. So, but with that being said, we appreciate you guys for listening. As always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at deep_Chris_J on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow the You Tweaking Media Instagram page as well. Follow us on Twitter. YouTube. There we go. On YouTube. Of course, on You Tweaking Media. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever podcast platform you're listening to, make sure you hit that subscribe and follow button, and possible rate as well, comment as well if you can. Be greatly appreciated. And make sure you buy your You Tweaking Media merch. Make sure you cop that merch. Dead ass. You stop playing when you buy that merch, G.
We got dog fits and everything. Get a mask. COVID out here. We're gonna get a vaccine soon, but you still need your mask on, man.
Exactly. Get that face mask. Get you your hoodie. Get you a long sleeve. It's cold outside, so get you your long sleeve and hoodie to layer up with, G. Go ahead and throw your plugs in, G.
Yeah, my bad. I can't see me no more. My phone's gonna die. But yeah, Apple Music. Type in Chazvibe. Go ahead and listen to your boy. We got some good music coming. Whole lot of vibes. Whole lot of everything. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, YouTube Red, Pandora, anything, TikTok, Triller, whatever it is. Make some videos, go crazy. I got some music you can dance to. All that we finna blow up, hop on the wave. Instagram, Chazvibe, Twitter, Chazvibe, CHAZVIBE. I interact with everybody. Well, whoever interact with me, I interact with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We cool people over here. But straight up, y'all. Hope y'all be blessed, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Exactly. 2 weeks later. Peace. Be easy
Peace
out
out.
here. All right.